Alright, so as you can see, it's in pano mode. Live Barn doesn't have auto mode, which makes my life more difficult, but and no sound, so that's annoying. Live Barn not working so well for this rink, but it is what it is. So this is first shift. We aren't able to clear out the zone, but something not so great happens here. We'll just see, boom, shot. So let's kind of zoom in, do a little rewind, see what happened here, what's wrong. So shot missed the net, I think that was Lisa, and Jess almost clears out the zone, but isn't quite. They dump it back down low, and Mr. David No is our lefty, partnered up with Thomas, our red tape D, and he's made a little bit of a defensive boo-boo. So we can see he kept coming up the ice as the puck kind of got held in right here, and really until the puck leaves the zone, typically he's going to want to be, you know, lefty covering the left corner. Who's the player closest to that? So this player right here, but Justin's got him covered, so that's okay. Thomas has got his player, and so if you ever find a position like swapped up like that, so usually the third forward, which in this case number 29 here, Mike, would be covered by the center. But in the case that center covers out the player, the defenseman that got swapped out, in this case our lefty, so David, should be covering Mike, and everything would be fine and dandy. Now, another key point to point out is Alex is the weak side winger, and normally they'd be covering their left side, lefty, right? In this case, he's right wing, we're covering lefty, and he's opted to be in the high slot. And what's the whole point of that? If you're going to do this, the whole point is you're going to helping out on any missed coverage in the high slot. So in this case, it should be number 29, right? However, he opts to okay, let's slow this down a little bit. Boom, he sees a turtle, gets the puck, decides to, hey, let's start skating away this way. Questionable decision. And so now we see Mike completely left alone. Alex, you're not even looking at him. Not even looking at him. And so he gets a wonderful magic spot, one-timer on the first shift. Big save by Cliff. Yeah, questionable decisions. But yeah, that's a little defensive lapse on the first period. So second shift, starting a little bit of forechecking pressure here. We're able to get a nice turnover into the zone, but what's happened behind the scenes here? Oh my goodness, let's zoom in, let's rewind, let's analyze this. Got Carrie Ann skating along, and all of a sudden, oh, boom, oh my god, she's out for the count. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. So, looks like number 33, our little arch nemesis. Nothing malicious from him, just has a history of being a little bit careless with his skating and crashing into, like this was, I guess, totally accidental. You can see, just took a little spill. Yeah, nothing really against the guy. Historically, he's just kind of like skated into people, versus like being rough from other teams we could point out. Perhaps a color of primary red. But on the other hand, Dave had a really good chance, so let's give him a little highlight here. Boom, big one-timer just hits the post, and we're all hustling around, and Carrie Ann's dead. Alright, third shift, after we've gone off the ice. Big chance right here. But Sayak is an absolute monster with the stick. Boom! Blocked it. Actually, did Kathy get a chance? Intercepted, just right at the feet. Okay, cool. So now they're on the breakout. Actually, Dave does a pretty good job here. So he's retreating, does a little pivot. That's basically all the right moves he's getting early. Now, if you're able to backward skate and just kind of keep pace with this one, and then poke check, you're on the right track. Same with Ernest. Unfortunately, looks like your backward skating is just not quite there. That's fine. That's okay. That's something we're going to work on. But not too bad now with Ernest. Maybe a little bit retreated a little too early. If you're able to slow it down just a smidge. So you can see right here, they haven't even crossed the blue line yet, and we're almost at that red line. So that's kind of one thing we may want to take a note of. And because of that, you can see how it's kind of awkward for Ernest, right? He wants to backward skate, but he kind of wants to slow down, and so you can see how he has that. Now he has got some balance problems where it's like go forward, go backwards, go forward, go backwards, right? And these players are coming in with speed, so yeah, it makes it awkward, right? Because now you've kind of realized, I'm way too far back, but they're coming so fast. What the heck do I do? And so gets caught off balance, falls backwards. So it really just stems with he came back a little bit too early. Like we're not too early. He's coming back too fast. Is really the key thing. He started back. That's perfectly fine. Like you can kind of reset right here. They've identified him and Dave, but just got back a little bit too ahead, right? And so knocked off balance, and then kind of a cross the grain, cut cliff sliding, and a goal by, who is that? Number 17. Don't know him, but pretty good goal. Good move by him. And so I think one thing for Dave, he does a good job. He puts pressure on them, but because he's not able to backward skate very smoothly, you can see he's gotten beat perfectly fine. And then we saw Ernest, right, this gap a little bit too big, and so creates this awkward situation where he like is a backward skating, forward skating, backward skating, and so gets a kind of an awkward situation there. Okay, so I thought this shift was pretty good. Let's kind of watch it and then break it down. So where did it become good? So bounce pass off Thomas, kind of an awkward thing, throws it across, gets it right to Jess. Big catch. Like that was an awesome catch by Jess there on stride. See that again. That was pretty cool. Boom. Oh my god, deflection, shot on net. And one of the things right here is Kathy wins the puck battle and gathers it, but then I think one of the things right here, Ray's in a really good spot, just needed a clean pass, and it did look like Kathy's got her head down, probably stressed out with the player right behind her, but doesn't quite realize that she's got a lot of space to work with, and puts too much muscle on that backhand and turns it away. Now Dave has got no fear. I love that. He's a little bit not conservative. Now risky business. We've kind of talked about it as a defenseman. If we're gonna attack on that blue line to keep it in the zone, you got to acknowledge that it's kind of risky business. 1, 2, 3 forwards going back the other way, going to be putting Thomas in a bad position, but Kathy's coming back, so still an odd man rush, probably going to be, but sometimes you got to risk it to get the biscuit, and so he keeps it in the zone. Big chance coming up right here, kind of gets thwarted, but you know, a chance nonetheless. Dave keeps it in. Kathy hustles, gets blocked. Sayaka is just a menace. Rims around. Dave's hustling for it. Pivots. Ooh, that looked could have looked dangerous for him. However, one of the things that you may want to consider, Mr. Dave, and of course it freezes here, so let me pause and get back to it. Alright, so while not necessarily the wrong play, one of the things you can definitely consider, Dave, is right here, identify that there's not a defender next to you, right? So you can kind of see lots of players. So that means there's going to be space. And one of the things you can definitely consider is, rather than pivoting like this, which is not, it's perfectly fine, you could do that, is skate into it. So it's just going to be a forward skate, boom, gather, and then you can throw it back down, or make your moves. So that's just something to consider. That's for everyone. But unfortunately, you kind of spin out and crash into the boards. It can happen for anyone, and it's not necessarily the wrong move, but something you can think about if anyone ever finds himself in a situation like this, where there is literally no forwards near you, and you get a little bit of extra benefit or fun because you're red tape. So you could definitely abuse that fact. So yeah, pretty cool shift, highlighted by Dave's aggressiveness. So that's kind of cool. Let's see what happens. Unfortunately, you fall, and of course the video freezes. Let's skip ahead. Looks like nothing happens. Cool. Alright, now here's a fun one coming up. So blocked off Justin's left shin pad, and off to the races. We got two red tapes. We got Mina and Fee starting up the drag race. Looks like Mina had a couple step, but Fion's going in quick, hustles it up ahead. But then we got Turtles, Zdeno Chara, Mr. Brian coming back. He's got no mercy on red tapes. Big stick lift, but Fee almost had a chance. You know what? Brings it to the backhand. Whacks it right onto Ellie's pad. Big save, big save. Let's zoom it in even more. Let's gotta wait. Zoom back too far. Here we go. Wow, big move, big save. Now, even though I actually kind of want to highlight this, even though Mr. Zdeno Chara did not have any mercy on Fee, one of the things I do appreciate is notice how he goes right to left, and Fion's a left-handed shot, and he stick lifts that way. I will appreciate the fact that that's a very safe play, even though he doesn't let Fee go as being a red tape. And why I want to kind of highlight that is a lot of people will continue on this path and then reach around the body, and that's really where the dangerous stuff kind of happens. You get tangled up, everyone's tripping and falling, you crash into the boards, crash into the net. Whereas instead of doing that, he just goes the other side onto the forehand. Much safer play, stick lift, right? And I will appreciate that, and I think that's a good highlight for everyone. It is a smarter play because you can reach their forehand side. You're forcing them on the backhand, but also it's safer in general. So I think that's something worth pointing out as well. But otherwise, let's replay one more. Big save, big move. We've had a history of showing banana peels, so let's show another banana peel. Boop. Right into the boards. So rough, ice is a little rough over by the Zamboni doors. So forechecking pressure right here, pretty good. It leads into a turnover, and I love the the pressure, and big chance right there. So let's kind of highlight some good elements. Number one is pucks in the corner. We're trying to really, again, that concept of cutting off that ice, right? So Kathy's kind of encouraging him to get over here, and as we're coming in, we can start trapping them in. And so how does that kind of unfold? Boom, force him to rim, and Red Tape gets it, and Ray's ready to put pressure on them. Unfortunately, Red Tape is let off, and then our third forward going off the change is now putting pressure in. And this still is the same kind of concept where if we're putting back pressure, and let's say Jess is the D, again, that hammer, raise that hammer into the anvil, which would be Jess, right? Gonna sandwich them, and you're creating pressure. And so Lena sees people, panic pass, boom, interception, and that results in a pretty good chance right here. Okay, so I thought this play was pretty slick. Good reset there. I'll have some comments on that in a second, but nice bounce. So pretty slick. And I think the first comment I would want to make is we see how Justin does a reset, but then immediately turns up ice. And the only comment on that is, I believe, yeah, Justin was center and Alex is right wing. So we're kind of like doubling up. It's a little, you know, I guess we create a little confusion, but what I think I'm not a huge fan is staying up too far up. And it does work out here, but once we start to play with teams that are more, I guess, aware defensively, you can see how they can close up the gap really quick. Versus if my thoughts were if Justin perhaps, like, let's rewind all the way back here. He skates back and actually just continues back, and then kind of stays close to Ernest, and then can pick up and then skate up. And he can do his give and goes there. It would probably be more effective in the long, like just in general, simply because staying up like high like this, if their defense is on the ball, they can really quickly step up on you, and it could be a pretty quick turnover just like that. But otherwise, to get up the ice like this, a little give and go, that part perfectly executed. But before that, I would say those are my comments for doing a little reset. Quick comment on this one. So you know what, let's rewind a little bit. We can see from here Alex just hucks it into the corner, and it's rolling up the boards, and there's a bit of a foot race between Sayaka and Ernest. And one of the tips, I think, there's a few people that are quite good at it, but you can see how Ernest is off the boards, and we know it's like very likely chance that Sayaka is going to bank it off those boards. So what a lot of people do is they actually stick their whole entire like left side of the body. They go like skate, shin guards, whatever padding, and they push it right up against the boards. And so the thought process there is, if the puck's going to bounce off the boards and you have all your padding there, it'll just bounce off you and keep it in the zone. So keep an eye out for that. It's something worth trying. There's quite a few players that are really good at closing off the boards like that, and it's really annoying to play against. And so I think that's something that would be useful for Ernest in this case, and for any D or even forwards. Okay, so I love the hustle from David No. However, you see how he went straight? You know what, let's zoom in. He's going fast, going fast, right? And the puck bounces right there. Notice how his path is completely straight to the boards, completely perpendicular. That's just asking for trouble. If you eat shit, you're going to be probably aching the next day. So what do we want to do? Especially the puck being here, you gotta make a decision. But likely, in most cases, what I would have done is curl out and come in, so you go behind the net, and or you can also come kind of beside Cliff and then scoop out this way. The most important thing for everyone, is come towards the puck at an angle. You eat shit, you just slide along the boards. If you're going straight on, you know, you're asking for trouble. So I think it's pretty important for everyone. Alright, so we've talked about D playing a little games, right? We got the forward coming up. Already, these players should have been starting that retreat the moment they see Kathy has that puck. And we've kind of talked about this in the past. If you want to play games, it's risky, but sometimes if you can stop the puck, you can be the hero. You can keep in the zone. However, in this case, Kathy goes boop, chips it up, blows right past them. You can see already 2-on-0 situation. They've got the foot speed developing into 2-on-1. Mina's got that passing lane sort of covered. What does Kathy do? Boom! Snipes it. Far side, top corner. Oh my goodness. Pretty slick. Alright, the shift coming up. Pretty good. Alex is doing a good job battling through those stick checks coming in. Oh my god. Hooks and galore. Throws it out front. Pretty good pass. Good chance right there. Formations are looking good. Nice triangle. So we're good at here. Good support back and forth. Pass out front. Oh, just deflected. Now, something I think I wanted to point out as something that we could think about is right after this play right here. You know what? Let's zoom in a little bit even more. And you see how the puck's knocked out in the back, and everyone's starting to spread out. And where Fee is right now is okay. Now, if you ever thinks that now Justin needs some help and there's some pressure, you could anyone can definitely start to consider going out all the way to the boards first. That way, Justin can send it out this way, send it out that way, and that's more of a situation where if you gauge that he's in trouble. Right now, it doesn't look like that, and where she is right now is okay. However, another kind of benefit of coming out to the boards is once you just do that, you can cruise back in, and you can lose defenders instead of kind of standing there stationary. So you might draw them out, and then you can blow past them. And how that becomes helpful is more here, where if you started out there, and especially Fion's a left-handed shooter, right? So right here, it's kind of an awkward position because it's gonna. You see how she's positioning for a backhand shot? That's really the best way to get that pass to her, versus over here. Whereas, and this player has a good read that she's there. As opposed to if she comes out this way, she'll be on her forehand all the way, and it kind of gives Justin choices along the way, and then you can receive forehand and then shot. So that's something to maybe think about, but you know, nothing here is wrong, but you could think about it. Try it out, see if it makes any difference. So you know how I made that comment where Alex was getting hooked the crap out of? It was a penalty. I didn't even see that his arm was up the whole time. I don't think anyone was paying attention. We should have pulled Cliff off. So his arms up, boom, arms up the entire time. And we're just playing 5-on-5 hockey this entire time. Whistle. And penalty for, for hooking. So, yeah. It's not often we get delayed penalties, so yeah, We gotta be on the ball to catch that. So as usual, let's watch the power play. Make some comments along the way. We'll watch the whole thing. So reset. Oh, big one-timer by Dave. He's got the power. I like it. I might not be such a big fan of how spread out we are. I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Yeah, I think that's kind of half the reason why we've already burned 40 seconds without the clean breakout. But okay, we're finally getting in the zone now. Ooh, forced it there, Alex. Remember, my comment, power play, just change the mindset a little bit. You don't need to force any like rushes. If you don't see a clean pass, just hold on to the puck a little bit longer for the power play. So something to kind of mull over. So we got a line change. We're about 50 seconds left, 40 seconds left. Good hold there, Dave. Okay, so Dave's going in. Didn't see it. Big chance right here for. Oh, couldn't gather it. All right. Foot race. Thomas has got it. Time left. 2 seconds left on the power play. But it looks like we still got possession. And then, yeah, here it is. Even Dave can't believe his own reaction. 5-hole Dave strikes again. Right through the wickets. So good, so good. But yeah, I think our power play was it was okay. A couple comments was when they dump it down, I think we just got to come back further, and then you'll get a cleaner breakout that way. If we stretch it, like you can have 1 to 2, like maybe 2, but 1 player up far to keep their defense honest. But I wouldn't go more than that. And really, the purpose of that is just get some short, easy passes and move up together as a unit. You're outnumbering them 5 to 4, right? So keep it simple, like, then you can get in the zone now. And then another thing is, if you think a pass is going to be 50-50, hold on to it a little bit longer. Just keep possession. And then because you're on the power play, you can just kind of keep try to look for plays and passes that like maybe 75% you feel confident in. Like it doesn't have to be 100%, but a higher chance play is what you can try to aim for on the power play, because you got more time and space to work with. So something for you to consider. So I thought this play was pretty funny. So we're going up together, myself and Dave, and I work on the corner with the thinking that Dave can cut out in front and the pass and you know, one-timer, it'd be cool, everything will work out beautifully. I forgot he scored already. Alright, we're about to witness another goal. Fee and Thomas working together, pass out to the middle, snipes through a screen. Justin brings us up to 3-1. Alright, we're about to witness the Dave penalty. I don't know what happened. What did he do? Did you hit her? Okay. Just skate on skate. Looks okay. Reckless though. So, Mr. Dave, let's talk about this. I don't think it was a penalty, but you could have easily just killed this this lady because you're huge. Okay. First thing is don't come charging in with such speed into like this area. So one of the things we want to keep in mind is you're just trying to keep the puck and the player, yourself between the puck and the player. So with this player coming in, all you got to do is get to about here and kind of position yourself there. If you can backward skate and all that, it'll be better. But even better would be if you're able to pace yourself so that when she comes here, you're here, and you're forcing her to behind the net. And it's just by body positioning. And we want to avoid going straight at them like a torpedo. Because if you fuck up, you know, like she's cutting in, you're cutting in, right? That's going to look pretty darn scary. And you would have definitely killed her. So it's gonna take some level of, you know, skating prowess to get this better at this. But the first thing is really like position yourself to be between the puck and the net, and then from there you can improve upon forcing them on the outside. But try to not really like torpedo someone like this. It's it can be pretty dangerous, especially, you know, we're playing co-ed, we've got some size differences. So as usual, we'll watch the PK 4-on-5, and then talk about it again. A little recap. What is our goal in the PK? We're just trying to keep the puck away from this area of the ice and then get it out of the zone. Simple as that. However we want to do it is up to you guys, but that's generally what we want to do. So good puck clear. Go for a quick change. Clear it out again. And then back in the zone. So keep them on the outside. That looked sketchy for a second there. Clear the puck. Good try. It was on your kind of like offside. Another chip by. Okay. Oh, this is Ray's goal. That's just disgusting. Alright, let's keep watching because we're still in the PK. 30 seconds left. Let's kill some more time. Someone changing so slowly. 15 seconds left. Protect the middle. Okay. Good. Protect the middle. 5-on-5 hockey now. Cleared it out. Okay, cool. So, not much to do on the penalty kill there. And then Ray scored a shorty, so pretty nice. Just said he wanted to be featured on this play right here, and I'll give him props for it too. That was actually pretty good. It was a good back check. So let's kind of break it down here. Chips it past. funny enough, we talked about that. However, the only difference is when Kathy's goal, the other D, I think it was Mina, didn't start the retreat, but Ernest here starts the retreat. And Dave's playing the game of trying to hold it in. Couldn't quite do it, so he chips it past. And so now it's 2-on-1, right? 2-on-1 situation. Ernest goes back, maybe again, too far back, but that can be, like, that's something he can work on over time. And just staying, like, another rule, right? Staying between the puck and the net. He's closing the gap a little bit better. And then so long with Justin helping out with the interception. Boom, out of the zone. So pretty good. That's a pretty good back check there. All right, I thought this play was pretty funny at the end, but some comments on positioning as well. So it was pretty unique here, where Fiona and Alex are literally basically in the same spot, and Alex intercepts that one-timer, shoots it himself, hits the pad. So coming into the zone, how could we maybe improve upon this? So I think one of the things is if Alex is able to find a way to find a seam, whether it's going to be here, so whether he needs to skate faster, or even put a trail like this, we can find this seam. It's all about finding the seam too, right? One is getting to the net, and one is finding a spot where you can actually receive the pass. So from here, we can kind of break it down. This is not going to happen. So he needs to decide, I need to change my route, or I need to hustle a little bit more so that I can get to a spot to be open. And the same can be said for feet, right? So whether that means like right here, if she starts coming out this way and trailing to start it off, because that opens up a lane like this, right? So if she trails here, a little drop, and she can skate into it. And then as that evolves, because right here, all of this whole segment, Alex can't receive a pass, and neither can Fee. Versus if she is able to shift over here, then things open up. So right here, and then once, from there, if she sees that, then she can start skating into here, and that's where you can see it opens up there. And then Alex is still not really a great pass target at the moment, but eventually it does get there. But leading up to that, it's a bit awkward. So something for everyone to think about. Try to find those lanes so that you can be open. Yeah. So we're about to see some defensive mistakes, and we'll kind of break it down. So let's zoom in, putting pressure on Hiroki, and that's fine. However, that first rule of keeping yourself between the puck and the net has been broken by Thomas right here. And so that's kind of our first mistake. And then that does force Carrie-Anne to try to shift across, but someone's waiting in the wings, and we can kind of see the people responsible for them are kind of caught up high. So let's kind of continue watching. Everyone's puck watching, right? Carrie-Anne shifted over. That's probably the right move. However, what do you need to do? You need to reset the D and the centers. And so, left alone, boom! Shoots it short side on that cross ice pass. And then, to make things dramatic, he decides to do a barrel roll on his back. That was a nice goal. Great pass. with some defensive lapses on our side. And yeah, in this place, I think Carrie Ann played it well. She did what she should have done. And then, however, Mr. Ray and then again Thomas as well did not identify what's the backdoor threat, and so they punish us for it. Alright, last 30 seconds. Let's watch it for fun, just because it's pretty hectic. But otherwise, ooh, what the heck? Bolly's flying everywhere. Game's gonna end 4-2. It's unfortunate that Live Barn was in pano mode and no sound. But otherwise, it was a pretty good game. It was pretty fun. So, yeah, unfortunately, I got this video out kind of late this week, being pretty busy, but tried to do express delivery. So, yeah, good game, 4-2.